Some of it's hard when we're not in any pads, we're in helmets, just getting the installs in. We got to practice a little bit better, taking care of each other. But overall, I think there's a mindset of wanting to be great that showed out here, and we got a lot of work to still do.
Off-season conditioning, you pleased with how these guys showed up physically?
Yeah, for the most part. I think a lot of guys put in a lot of work, and most guys put in extra work. So I don't think that's the problem. I think we're going to see a little bit more when we get the pads going in a few days.
There's obviously a lot for you guys to plan for with the early season schedule, but right now you kind of have to assess pieces. Where do you feel like the team's at? What have you seen today?
Well, I think Lois has done an incredible job as far as getting us dialed in for Australia. I mean, that's been a tough trip to get organized, and she's done a good job. It's kind of allowed all of us to really kind of just get concentrated on football, and it's nice to be on the field because that office gets old.
In terms of figuring out, I know there's a list you said between newcomers and quarterbacks and things you need to figure out pretty early on. How are you prioritizing that?
You got to prioritize it all. The quarterback's a big deal, especially in not only the tradition of this school, but how much we put on them as far as being successful offensively. So you saw the new guys were swimming. They were good on the board during the summer when they were here, but when you get out there and there's some bullets flying, they still got a lot of work to do.
You got a timeline set for figuring any of that stuff out?
Well, we'll start chopping it down after this week, and then we'll name a starter, I hope, after the scrimmage the 13th.
Day one, which group impressed you the most?
DBs. They got a chip on their shoulder. I don't know who's right and what about them, but they're angry about something. They put in probably the most work in the off season as far as a group together, and they came out and competed well. Receivers, I thought we had opportunities to make plays, and we didn't make them, but at least it's day one.
It feels great. Obviously, I've been doing this for a while now, but more importantly, it feels good to be back with the guys playing ball and doing what we love. Anytime football season, that's the best time of the year. So definitely looking forward to it. Before you know it, we get on a plane and go to Australia. So I think just the overall feel of it. Just because what Rolo brings to the table, that just kind of that mentality that he has. I feel like things that he's doing around here is great. Obviously, starting in the community and doing things right now on the field. So it definitely feels like something's good going on right now.
I think the confidence that the coaching staff have is enough, and the emphasis on the team building, the emphasis on the family aspect of the game is really a lot more than I've had. I think the schemes will come along the way, but I think the way the coaching staff is building this team is great. The biggest goal, as a receiver group, the biggest goal is to catch everything. We've had some issues with drop balls, but I think people underestimate us, and I think we do really well. So that's the biggest emphasis as a receiving crew. As an offense, we want to score, we want to go fast, we want to score, we want to get people in trouble quick. And I think as a team, we just want to win. We're doing everything we can to build as a family, build as a team, and we just want to win.
I think just to build our bond together. We're going to play all these tough teams, all these games, but together, we can do whatever we want. We can push as far as we want to do. As far as we want to go, and we just got to work together. It's still the first day, but I know the boys, everybody's excited to be out here. The coaches are excited to be out here. Basically, we all just love our job.
As a team, it was pretty successful. Our defense was moving around, our offense was pushing us, and I just felt like we all came out to play and work hard like usual. It started off with Rolo with his combat boots. Those are pretty fly. But he brings a great atmosphere for the players, and since he's so young and he's been through our situation, he expects what he's done before. So I expect perfection from our defense, and they're doing great. We still have a lot to go over, more installs, but day one, I think it was great.
For the first day, yeah, there's a lot of excitement with that first day, so there's a lot that's happening off of adrenaline. I think we're going to get a better feel for conditioning and where everyone's out conditioning-wise as the next few days roll on and some of the fatigue starts to set in. I think there's always a sense of urgency. I think there should always be a sense of urgency with our attitude and approach to the game, that there should always be an urgency to get better and to fix problems. Just get a lot better fundamentally. Our goal is to always execute at a high level. So we have to continue to get better at our fundamentals and executing the schemes.
Well, we want to find out who our players are, who the guys we're going to put on the field. And, the only way you can do that is in competitive situations, scrimmages, practices, Aloha Stadium. We just want to find out who the best players are. Doesn't matter if they're a senior or a freshman, they're going to play if they're the best player. So that's what our goal is right now, is to make sure that we we get our base fundamentals, we get our base defenses and our base blitzes, and that everyone that's going to play in the game will know what their assignment is and that they can execute it.